Happy Monday. It is Joe, and it's time for a Puck It with Joe. Big shout out to Mike already in here. Let's make some freaking money today. I am live on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I think I said that. Come on over. And this is recorded for Anchor. Come on over to YouTube if you want to comment, or on Facebook. They're able to see those comments. Everywhere else, I'll get to you guys after. You guys, we got a great show today. I'm excited. Lots of people already jumping in the chat here. Appreciate each and every one of you. We got 6 games on the board today, and I'm excited for these 6 games. We got some great value out there with some of these. Now, I want to look at a couple of things from this weekend. We've got to say hats off to Jack Hughes of the New Jersey Devils, able to get his first career hat trick. That came against the Washington Capitals on Saturday. So that was great to see. When we look at our games yesterday, that Wild and Coyotes game went nicely over that total of 6.5. Now the Jets and the Blackhawks, the Jets defense did exactly what I expected, really limited the Blackhawks, held them to 2 goals. But offensively, this team just opened up, threw us over that total themselves. We got another nice win here with the Kraken in regulation. I believe that was a 5-4 win for them. The Sharks came out getting the goals, hitting their team total over that 2.5, and the Kings weren't able to get the win. They did lose to the Senators in overtime yesterday. We had the Kings in regulation. So we went 3-2 on those best bets in those games. Let's make some freaking money today. I had a good weekend. The NFL was hard on me yesterday. It was some of those games, you guys, I tell you, ones that I didn't get in, like I thought the Jets and the Panthers, leaning on them, didn't get those in for my bets. And I was sad to see that, but I was also sad to see, or happy to see, I didn't get the Ravens in. And that was one of those games where the Ravens weren't able to pull off that win. The ice yesterday was pretty good. We got some great player props as well. So looking to keep this momentum going today on the ice, you guys. We've got the Tampa Bay Lightning. I almost said Bucks. Can you believe the Bucks lost this weekend too in the NFL? So not looking good for Tom Brady right now. Anyway, the Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the Buffalo Sabres, 7 p.m. Eastern, you guys. Minus 154 here for the Lightning, plus 128 for the Buffalo Sabres. Now, Brian Elliott confirmed in goal for the Tampa Bay Lightning. He is 4-1 on the season with a 3.37 goals against average. Both of these teams are getting the goals. They're really stepping up offensively in their matchups. And both teams defensively just not doing enough. The Tampa Bay Lightning allowing 3.1 goals per game and 31 shots on goal. And the Buffalo Sabres at 3.48 and 32.2 shots on goal. Now we see the Tampa Bay Lightning coming in here over, getting a nice win over the St. Louis Blues. That was a 5-2 win there. This is our first game of a road trip. They have the Bruins on deck tomorrow. This is a situation where it kind of scares me. This might be a little bit of a look ahead for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They're rolling into Buffalo to face the Sabres. Then they've got the Boston Bruins. I don't know. I think this could be one where the home team has the advantage here. We know the Tampa Bay Lightning are the better team, but I just look at this one and I go, don't like the scheduling. I don't like it at all. We know the Buffalo Sabres also are off that loss to the Devils. That was a 3-2 loss on Friday. They played really hard in that game. This is their last home game, but they're home until they hit the road for their first game on Wednesday on the road. The Sabres 2-9 in their last 11 overall. They're doing a really good job limiting their time in the box too, limiting it to 8.1 minutes per game. Now, we know that the Tampa Bay Lightning have the stronger penalty kill, and they're going to definitely need it here because they are getting tons of penalties. They're averaging that 11.4. The last time these two teams matched up, it was just on November 5th. The Tampa Bay Lightning got a nice 5-3 win there. When I look at this game, I've got to look at the Sabres team total. I think they really come out to play here. I think with Elliott in goal for the Tampa Bay Lightning, they can get over their team total of 2.5. Not loving the juice on it, though. It's at minus 150. So if I had to take a side, it would be there. I do like the sprinkle on the Buffalo Sabres. You guys know I'm a sucker for that beautiful plus money. So I would sprinkle on them because I just think it's a good situation, even though Lincoln is expected for the Buffalo Sabres here in goal. He's got a 3.5 goals against average. Now, I do like player props better in this one. Tag Thompson, you know he's been a stud for the Buffalo Sabres. He's been limited in his last couple of games, unable to get that goal. I expect him to have a really solid game here and get an anytime goal. To get that anytime goal, it's plus 156. So that is my favorite bet of this game. I do lean the over 6.5 here. I think both of these teams are going to be able to find the back of the net. The over is 3-1-1 in the last 5 meetings of Buffalo and 5-1-1 in those last 7 meetings overall. So I've really tried to find you guys some value in this game, and I found a play that I absolutely love. We look at this first period. The first period over 1.5 is way too highly juiced at minus 160, but we can take both teams to score. If you have faith in the Buffalo Sabres like I do, both teams to score in the first period is at plus 136. I love this bet here. I think it offers us the best value as well as Tag Thompson for that anytime goal. So that is where I'm going with this one. Love all of those bets there. Just seeing your guys' comments. Mike, yeah, good luck with the Lightning tonight. I definitely can see them. They are the better team here. My only concern is the Bruins on deck. If they didn't have the Bruins on deck, this would be an easy one for me in this one. Gil, we will get to that Devils game. We know that the New Jersey Devils have been making us so much money on that team total over. I want to say a big what's up to everyone out there and appreciate you guys coming in. And I hear you, betting against Elliott definitely has made us some money for sure. And yes, I sprinkle all the time on that plus money. You guys know I'm an absolute sucker for that plus money. Lightning 3-7 the last 10 is a favorite on the road. Great stat there to back up why not to take that Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. Thank you for that one. Okay, let's move on to the next game here, you guys. I have the Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Detroit Red Wings. This is at 7 o'clock Eastern tonight. Got a total sitting solid at 6 here. We have the Maple Leafs coming in as a favorite on the road at minus 156. Now, the Maple Leafs have won their last 3 games. They got a 4-1 win over the Pittsburgh Penguins in their last game out. Now, this is their last game of a 4-game road trip. They've won every single one of these last 3 on the road so far. They've got the Sharks back home on Wednesday. Matt Murray expected in goal for them. He's got a 2.51 goals against average. When we look at the Red Wings, they are coming in here with Ville Husso expected in goal. He's 9-2-3 on the season with a 2.39 goals against average. This team has also been on a winning streak. They have won their last 4 games. Their last game was an overtime win over the Arizona Coyotes. And when we look at that, the quality of opponents that they're coming off a win over versus the Toronto Maple Leafs, Toronto definitely had a harder game to get that win versus the Penguins than I believe the Red Wings had versus the Coyotes. It was a 4-3 win versus the Coyotes. Now, when we look at the Red Wings, they have lost their last 7 games following an overtime win, so they come into these games tired. They're also 0-5 on that puck line following an overtime win. There's no value here anyway for them on the puck line. They're coming in at plus 130 here as the dog at home. You guys know I love a home dog. I can't get behind them here, and it really pains me to say because you guys know how much I dislike the Toronto Maple Leafs, but I do think that the Toronto Maple Leafs keep rolling here. We've seen them play so strong in Detroit, winning the last 4 meetings in Detroit and going 20-6 in the last 26 meetings overall. Strong trends towards the favorite as well, going 22-5 in the last 27 meetings. So we have a stronger shooting percentage by the Red Wings and a stronger penalty kill, but Toronto is winning the face-off battles, and their defense is so strong. They're only allowing 2.57 goals per game and 28.4 shots on goal. I think this is a game where the Toronto Maple Leafs defense will control this one, and they're going to need to because the Red Wings offensively have been strong so far this season, averaging that 3.25 goals per game. Being limited in those shots, though, at 29.3, but their shooting percentage is higher. So when I look at this game, I like the Leafs here on that money line, but it is juiced, you guys. I don't love the value at minus 126. I could see a way to take the Toronto Maple Leafs here for a big win on that puck line at minus 1.5. It's plus 160. Again, I love that plus money there with that plus 160. I worry a little bit about this because I am liking the under in this game, the under 6 coming in for a bit of plus money at plus 105. We've seen strong trends to that under with 5 of the last 7 home games for the Red Wings hitting that under, and the Leafs in their last 13 versus teams with winning records. We've seen 11 of those go to that under. So while I do like that Toronto Maple Leafs on the puck line minus 1.5 at plus 160, it scares me just a tiny bit. But if you don't play these kind of bets, you're never going to make profit in the long run. We saw the Toronto Maple Leafs the last time these two teams played was back last April, and the Leafs got a shutout win. It was a 3-0 win. I could see the same thing happening here. Again, it's scary because Toronto stringing together these wins, I know, has been a struggle for them, but this team looks to be turning a little bit of a corner. Hopefully we don't see the regression tonight because I'm betting on them. So, oh, you guys, you know how much I don't like Toronto. Mike, thank you so much. My Buckeyes losing that game. It hurt. It hurt greatly to lose to Michigan at home. Ryan Day just doesn't normally see that happen. Michigan came out with such a good game in the first half, and so did Ohio, but that second half, Michigan just dominated. And thank you, Amanda. Appreciate you coming in here. First time seeing your name in here. So keep those comments and that interaction with the chat, because I have to tell you, these guys in the chat, all of you, I love you guys dropping what you're liking. It does put me onto other things. I call you out when you guys get it. I appreciate each and every one of you for being in here. Rangers minus 1.5 and Vegas minus 1.5. I'm reaching hard tonight. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Yes, and everyone can like and subscribe. I really would appreciate it if I can talk today, you guys. I tell you, some of these Mondays here. Let's look at the next game, 7 o'clock Eastern. We got the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Vegas coming in as a huge favorite, and rightly so. The Columbus Blue Jackets are just terrible defensively this season. They're allowing 4.2 goals per game, 31st overall in the league. There's only 32 teams in the league, you guys, and 36.3 shots on goal. They're allowing offenses to completely walk all over their defense. Tarasov is confirmed in goal. You know, I feel for these goalies when their defensive units are not giving them any support. He's going to get no support here. They're facing the best team in the Pacific, the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas is doing a phenomenal job at finding the back of the net. They are averaging a 3.48 goals per game and 33 shots on goal. I'm seeing your messages on TikTok, you guys. I'm live on YouTube. Come on over here so that you can interact in the chat and I can look at you guys. I feel really weird because I've got TikTok right here, you guys watching on YouTube, and I can't interact with them. And everyone thinks that I'm just looking off screen and not doing, reading off notes when I'm talking to you guys over here. So with Vegas here, I'm with you guys that like Vegas on the puck line here. I think they can come out and get a huge win. Taking them on the puck line at minus 1.5 is right around that minus 120. Again, head on over to Betstamp, you guys. Use referral code Madden. Shop those lines, get the best value. Now, Vegas's team totals, also an interesting one. Hitting it over 3.5. We're paying more juice again with that team total over 3.5. But I feel more confident in this just because if there's some reason that Columbus comes out here and is able to get an empty netter or something happens like that. Johnny Gaudreau, though, is questionable for the Columbus Blue Jackets, and he would be my determining factor in this. He's day-to-day with an undisclosed illness. So not sure if he is going to play or not in this game. But if he is, I'd be just a little leery of that empty netter. Columbus's defense is just so terrible, though, you guys. We can expect Vegas to get these goals. Now, defensively, they're doing a phenomenal job, only allowing that 2.65 and 30.1 shots on goal. And Logan Thompson is expected for them. We know how good Logan Thompson has been. He's been able to stand on his head. And then we look at Columbus offensively. They're just not producing these shots on goal, only at 29.8 and 2.9 goals per game. Vegas, when we look at Vegas in their last 10 games, you guys, they have scored 3 or more goals in 6 of their last 10 games. So they've been playing so solidly here. They have the better power play, better face off, and the shooting advantage in this matchup. And this team is doing a phenomenal job of staying out of the penalty box at 6.1 minutes per game. I really hope Vegas can stay healthy. And this is coming from a Calgary fan who is in the same division, who we're finding ourselves at the bottom of the freaking division, the Kraken even ahead of us. Vegas just doing absolutely phenomenal. The Kings doing phenomenal, and the Kraken, and then the Oilers and Calgary just falling down in the division. It's not good to see. But I really hope Vegas stays healthy. My second favorite team here, Jack Eichel of the Vegas Golden Knights. He's been phenomenally strong as well. I think you can look at him for that anytime goal tonight. It earlier today was at plus 148. I haven't looked to see if those odds have changed at all for that anytime goal. We know he's leading the Vegas Golden Knights. He's got 27 points so far on the season and 11 goals. His shots on goal is incredible. I think it's 85 or 86 shots on goal. And his shots on goal tonight, you can take over 3.5. If you're looking for something a bit safer, it's at minus 135. But I don't think you need to be safe with this. He was limited in his last couple of games with his shots on goal, and he hasn't scored a goal in those last couple. So I'm really looking for a big bounce back game for him here today. And let's move on to the next game, you guys. For the total of this game, I really don't have an opinion. It's only Vegas's team total is the only one I'm going to look at, because Columbus could come out here completely flat and Vegas could get a 4-0 win. I can see a 4-0 win, or Columbus putting a couple goals in the back of the net, with this team maybe overlooking them a little bit, but I really don't see it happening. Yeah, you know what? You can look at it in regulation. I definitely don't blame you taking it in regulation, because I don't like the juice either. At that minus 135 for the Vegas Golden Knights. In regulation, what are you getting? Because I wasn't getting very good odds either in that regulation. I'm not sure who I've been ignoring. I apologize. If I've been ignoring you, Sean, I'm seeing your message just now. The Wings will beat the Leafs. I would love to see that. I'm going to be honest with you. I absolutely would. I don't like the Maple Leafs. I have no love for the Maple Leafs. And yeah, Anthony, Vegas cost you that 3-team parlay Saturday night. I don't know. Vegas, that was the game against Seattle, and the Kraken just to be finding a way. They have been playing absolutely so solid. They're definitely not a team to fade at the moment. Okay, next game on the board, you guys, we have New Jersey Devils taking on the New York Rangers. Now we know we sat here Saturday morning, everyone who was here with me Saturday morning, the Edmonton Oilers were down and the Rangers were up, 3-0 going into that third period. The Oilers came back, pulling that win out of their butts. I couldn't believe it. They won that one 4-3. It was a great game for anyone who bet Edmonton. That game looked dead in the water. And then we look at this New Jersey Devils team. This team is playing absolutely phenomenal hockey. They've made us so much money on taking that over on their team total, over 3.5. This game scares me to take their over on their team total of 3.5. I'm going to stay off it. I really hope the Devils keep rolling here. We know they've won their last 2. They had that big 5-1 win over the Capitals with Jack Hughes getting that hat trick. Again, biggest congratulations to him. This kid, you guys, if you haven't watched him, is absolutely phenomenal. He's only 21 years old. First hat trick in that game. Beautiful goals there. Now the Rangers have lost their last 2 with that devastating loss for them in the third period to the Edmonton Oilers. It was awful. It was absolutely awful for the Rangers. I don't even know what happened. Now Igor is expected to play here for the Rangers. He is 10-3-3 on the season with a 2.49 goals against average. He's a fantastic goalie, and Vanek expected here for the New Jersey Devils. He's got a 2.04 goals against average, and he's 10-2 on the season. I do think in this one, although we have such explosive offenses, that I'm going to lean on this under, and it scares the heck out of me taking this under in this game. We got a total of 6 here. Offensively, the Devils come in here averaging 3.73 goals per game. We've ridden their over 3.5 on their team total so many times, and we cash so much. This team is winning the faceoff battles. They're averaging 36.4 shots on goal. The New York Rangers come in here averaging 3 and 34.1 shots on goal, which is 6th best overall. But I got to look at what these defenses do. We haven't seen many 6s. We haven't seen many 5.5s. I wish this was sitting at 6.5. We're not going to get it in this one. We got to look at goaltending. We got to look at defenses. If this under doesn't hit tonight, it's going to be completely evident in the first period. So you might want to live bet it. If in that first 5-6 minutes there is no goals, this number is going to move down. So it is scary to wait for that live bet. If you see a goal right away, I still really do feel like this one is going to stay under that number. So I will probably have a second bet and on a live bet if there's an early goal, because I do feel this one will go under. We look at the Devils. Defensively, they're the strongest team in the league, only allowing 2.18 goals per game and 25.8 shots on goal. The Rangers coming in here allowing that 2.77 and 28.5 shots on goal, which is 5th best overall. It's a scary one, you guys. The Devils also have struggled in New York. This is a game I'm not stepping in front of the Devils. We know how well they have done. They've won their last 6 as an underdog. They've also won 15 of their last 16 games straight up. Okay, so I'm not stepping in front of them for this Rangers team who just fell apart in the third period versus the Oilers. But when we look at the Devils, there is a lot of reasons to step in front of them here tonight. 1-9 in the last 10 meetings versus the New York Rangers. We've seen so many of these teams who are the better team fall flat. Also, this line I find kind of weird, to be honest with you. The Devils are 18-4 on the season at -114. The Rangers 10-8-3 on the season at -105. It's like the books are like, hey, just take the Devils because they're going to win. This could be a game where the Rangers win. They won the last matchup 3-1 in April. I'm going to stick to the under. The under is 7-0-1 in the Devils' last 8 games overall and 5-2 in the Rangers' last 7 games overall. Hate not taking the Devils here, but you guys, it doesn't sit right with me at all. Okay, let's jump on the next game. We've got 2 left, you guys. We have the Dallas Stars taking on the St. Louis Blues. I can't trust the Stars to save my life right now. This team let me down so badly versus the Colorado Avalanche on Saturday. I had them at plus 146 plus 150. They just fell completely flat. 4-1 win for the Colorado Avalanche. I really expected them to show us more in that game. I really felt like they were a barking dog. I thought they were going to be able to pull off the win. I know Jake Ottinger wasn't in, but still, I expected so much more. Scott Wedgwood, I actually really like him and his ability. But in this game here, I am fading the Stars. I don't want to lose money again with them today. I really do think Jordan Binnington for the St. Louis Blues has been so solid and so strong, even though he's got a 3.05 goals against average. We know this goalie can stand on his head in certain situations. I think this is a lower scoring game here, which again is terrifying to take. We see the Dallas Stars averaging that 3.82. They were limited to that 1 goal versus the Avs on Saturday. So I do think that they're going to come out not happy in this one. They have an elite power play and the second best shooting percentage overall in the league. They're averaging that 3.82, which is second overall for goals on average in the games, and getting 31.6 shots on goal. So this one scares me. I'm not going to lie, but I think we have to ride with the team who's playing better hockey at the moment. I know the Dallas Stars is the better team. Don't get me wrong, but I'm getting plus 112 here for the St. Louis Blues. They got a really nice win over the Florida Panthers. That was a 5-4 win. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games overall, and they've won their last 4 games at home. I don't want to step in front of them here for this Dallas team who's just cost me money. So Dallas might be becoming the Patriots of the NHL for me for when I bet for them or against them. It's only been twice, but I feel like they're becoming a thorn in my side right now, you guys. But I do like what I'm seeing out of the the St. Louis Blues here. My only problem is if this team decides to take the penalties, they got a really weak penalty kill, but they do normally have limited time in the box. And when we look at the Dallas Stars, it doesn't matter how much time they get in the box because they really do have a strong penalty kill, second best overall in the league. So give me the St. Louis Blues here at plus 112. And I think I'm going to hit them in that first period too. In the first period, the St. Louis Blues have gone 6-0 straight up in their last 6 in the first period at home following an overtime win. So I think there's a lot of value there. They're also really strong with the 3-4 situation, going 4-0 in the last 4 in this situation, and they're 5-0 in their last 5 in the fourth game in the 4-6 situation. So I think there's a lot of value here with the St. Louis Blues. They're playing the better hockey right now. And we look at the Dallas Stars. They have struggled in St. Louis. They have lost 3 of the last 12 meetings versus St. Louis and 2 of the last 7 in St. Louis versus St. Louis. They have lost, or they've only won 2. Sorry. So they have completely struggled here. I'm not going to put any more money on them today. Let's make some freaking money today, Keegan. That is the plan. It's needed after NFL kicked my butt yesterday. Joe, welcome to the show. Let's do this today. We got one more game to talk about, you guys. I will post the recap over on YouTube and bookmark it there so you guys can go over all of these games. I'll recap this and we'll give our best bets at the end of the show. Okay, last game on the board. We have the Florida Panthers taking on the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton coming in here at minus 110. The Florida Panthers at minus 110. And this total is sky high at 7. But rightly so. We look at these teams offensively. These teams are dominating out there, with the Florida Panthers averaging 40.2 shots on goal per game and 3.43 goals per game. Bobrovsky expected for them. He's got a 3.62 goals against average. He's really not playing the level of goaltending that I expected out of Bobrovsky this season. So I'm hoping as the season gets deeper, he starts to step up a little bit more. Jack Campbell, we know Jack Campbell has completely struggled. I don't blame it all on Jack Campbell. I also blame it on the defense here, not giving him very much support. This is the story of the Edmonton Oilers, and I'll say it till I'm black and blue every single week. Edmonton Oilers need to do something defensively to improve this team, because their firepower, their top lines are so explosive and able to get these goals. We know Connor McDavid's a complete stud. Van de Kane not in right now, but once he returns, look out for this team offensively to get these. I think they'll be the number 1 scoring team in the league once everyone is nice and healthy there. So the Edmonton Oilers averaging that 3.33 and 31.69 shots on goal. I can't take the Oilers here, you guys. I know the Oilers are at home in this game, but I think the Oilers are in a terrible scheduling situation. They're off a win over the Rangers. We talked about it. Was a beautiful comeback win. They never gave up in that game, which was amazing. But this is their first game home here off a 3-game road trip, and it's not like they're home for long. They're back on the road for a game versus the Chicago Blackhawks on Wednesday. I think this is a terrible situation for them. Home for 1 game and then back off. I'm going to fade them. I know that they won the last matchup versus the Florida Panthers. That was November 12th. It was a 4-2 win for the Edmonton Oilers. The Panthers here at minus 110, I just cannot pass up on. Both of these teams really sitting pretty evenly defensively and offensively for their goals allowed and against, or allowed, and I don't even know what the word is. scored, goals scored. I guess that's the word. Man, can you tell it's Monday, you guys? So both of these teams are really even here. I like what I've seen out of the Florida Panthers, Matthew Tkachuk, and I think we've got to prop bet him here. Matthew Tkachuk used to be with Calgary. The Battle of Alberta still would be deep in his heart. He doesn't get along with these Edmonton Oilers players. There's been so many fights between them. There's not good blood. I really think he comes out scrappy in this one. He'll find that penalty box. We know that. Matthew Tkachuk always taking these penalties. Over 3.5 shots on goal tonight is at -130. So we're paying juice on that. But the anytime goal, you guys know I love those anytime goals. I would take it at +158 tonight. Or sorry, +152 for Matthew Tkachuk here. I think he has such ability to get this goal tonight. Now, he had 5 shots on goal in the last game versus Edmonton. And when we saw him versus the Bruins, he had 6. So I do think he'll get these shots. He's had 85 shots on goal overall this season and 9 goals. But I really do think the goal is loading in this game, and I can definitely see it. Now, the Edmonton Oilers are 0-4 in their last 4 games following a win. This team hasn't been able to string the wins together as of late. And they're also 1-6 in their last 7 days playing on 1 day's rest. So I love to fade the Oilers. You guys know I don't have any love for the Oilers, just for when we bet them and they make us money. And I really hope the Panthers can come out and get this win, even with Matthew Tkachuk, who did us Calgary fans pretty dirty by requesting to leave. So, oh well, he made a mistake. That's all we can say. You guys, are you ready for the recap? I'm ready for the recap. I'm ready to get back to drinking my coffee. I've got some more bets that I want to get in after. We got a pretty boring game in the NFL tonight. Not sure if you guys are watching that. Let me know what you're betting there. Taking the Steelers, you guys, all the way. I think they can get it done. Mike Tomlin off a loss. Colts are too beat up, and I don't trust Matt Ryan. 0-3 in his career versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he was a Falcon then, but I don't trust him. Okay, let's look at this. Let's do the recap. What time is it? I'm going to bookmark this as we go. 32:46 or 32:50. Okay, time for the recap. The Tampa Bay Lightning and the Buffalo Sabres. You guys, I'm going to look at the Buffalo Sabres team total over 2.5. It is juiced out -150. So I'm not going to bet it, but if you want a side and a team total, that's where I'd go. Tag Thompson for that anytime goal for the Buffalo Sabres. I love it. +156. He has been limited as of late. I lean to the over 6.5 in this game. But what I really love here is to take both teams to score in the first period. Again, I'm always searching for value for you guys. You get that at +136. First period over 1.5. I do think hits, but again, too highly juiced at -160. For the parlay reasons, I'm going to put the Sabres a team total over 2.5. The next game on the board kicks off at 7 p.m. Eastern between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Detroit Red Wings. I'm going to take the Leafs here on the money line, but again, it is juiced. I do love a sprinkle on that puck line at -1.5 at +160. Take the Leafs in regulation if you do like the Leafs here. That definitely will bring down that juice. I'm going to take the Leafs on the money line for the parlay at the -150 though. And then I lean on the under 6 in this one at +105. I think there is great value there. Looking for defenses to really step up in this. And like I said, taking that puck line feels kind of scary here when I'm liking the under. But I do really think that the Leafs, even though I hate to say it, dominate this game. And it's a pretty similar game to back last April when they got a 3-0 shutout win over the Detroit Red Wings. The Vegas Golden Knights and the Columbus Blue Jackets. I love Vegas here on that puck line at -1.5 at -120. I also like Vegas's team total over 3.5 at -135. I like Jack Eichel of the Vegas Golden Knights for that anytime goal at +148. You could lean on his shots on goal over 3.5 at -135. You're just going to pay a little bit more juice there. Again, this game really comes down to Johnny Gaudreau. If he's in it Now, he's been dealing with illness. So while he could make an impact in this game, he probably won't make too big of one. For the parlay, I'm going to take Vegas's team total over 3.5. The next game on the board, we have the New Jersey Devils taking on the New York Rangers. This one, you guys, plain and simple. I got to take the under 6 in this one. We will know if this one is not going to hit that under really freaking quick in here. Again, this is scary to take. I don't love this bet. I'm going to be holding my breath this whole game, but I do think the defense and goaltending really will control this game. And that's why I got to hit the under 6. I just can't get there with the over. I think this is a 2-3 style game all day long. So give me the Devils and the Rangers under 6 for this game. And you guys, if you're looking to take a side, the Devils are strong off of rest. They're 10-1 in their last 11. But we look at how they've played against the Rangers. The Rangers have owned them. The Rangers have won 9 of the last 10 meetings between these two, and the last 4 meetings in New York. Hard to play in the Garden. I'm just not stepping in front of the Devils. They've made us too much money, and they've given me no reason to doubt them. The Dallas Stars team that I'm doubting, I am not putting any more money on them tonight. They've got to start proving to me they can start winning games. They've lost their last 2. Each and every game they've cost me money. I don't like to jump ship on a team that I've had faith in, but I can't look past the St. Louis Blues and the value at plus 112 we're getting here on them at home with how strong they have been playing as of late. So I'm going to take the St. Louis Blues. I think the St. Louis Blues in the first period on the money line is a great way to go as well. They've won their last 6 at home following an overtime win. And I'm going to look at the under. I really think between Jake Ottinger and Jordan Binghamton and what we've seen out of the Stars defense and the lack offensively of the St. Louis Blues, that this game is a defensive and goaltending game, and we're going to stay under that total. So for the parlay, I'm going to take the Dallas Stars and the St. Louis Blues under 6. I hate both of these totals that I'm loving today. Our unders never feels good. I hate rooting for a lower scoring game. The last game on the board, the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. You guys, this is a fate of the Oilers because of the situation they're in. Coming home off a road trip and then playing one game at home and hitting the road again. We faded the Dallas Stars in this exact situation when they played the San Jose Sharks, I believe it was. It was a lower grade team like this. And we saw another team in the same situation. It's a hard one for these players to come home. You got to look at that human aspect. To come home for one game, only home for a couple of games, knowing they're hitting the road right away. A lot of these teams really struggle in this situation. I'm expecting the Edmonton Oilers to struggle here. So I'm going to take the Panthers on the money line at minus 110 here. I think that is my best bet. That's what I'm going to throw into the parlay. I'm also going to take Matthew Tkachuk over 3.5 shots on goal, a little juiced at minus 130, and that anytime goal at plus 158. I still do think the over, if you can get the 6.5, does come into play here because I can't trust the defenses of either of these teams. Sitting at 7, I don't absolutely love it. I'm worried about the push at 7, but I did see a couple 6.5s at minus 125. Again, you guys go over and shop those lines over at Betstamp. Use a referral code Madden over there. So recap of the parlay best bets, you guys. The Sabres team total over 2.5. The Leafs on the money line at minus 150. The Vegas Golden Knights team total over 3.5. The Devils and the Rangers under 6. The Dallas Stars and the St. Louis Blues under 6. And the Panthers on the money line. My favorite bets of the night would be the Panthers here on the money line. Matthew Tkachuk for the anytime goal and Jack Eichel for the anytime goal at plus 148. Then there's one more. Who else do I like for that anytime goal? Tag Thompson for the Buffalo Sabres. I would take for that anytime goal. He's at plus 156. So I might actually, now that I say it out loud, take Tag Thompson at plus 156 for anytime goal and Jack Eichel at plus 148 and Matthew Tkachuk at plus 152. I'm going to parlay all three of those props together because I absolutely love them tonight, you guys. And you know I love that plus money. So thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. You're going to take Pittman Gill for that anytime touchdown. I don't blame you. This is going to be a really interesting game. I think Pittman will be able to play a solid game in this one. I like Paris Campbell for that anytime touchdown of the Colts. I'm just looking for value there. It's at plus 310. I'm going to take Jonathan Taylor, though, under his rushing yards tonight at 86.5 rushing yards. I think it hits under. He's only gone over his rushing yards in 2 games. It was versus the Raiders and the Texans. I just don't see him going over that yardage with TJ Watt back for the Steelers and the defense. I know there's issues defensively for the Steelers in this game, but that is where I'm going with that game. You guys, yeah, the Kraken game was an absolutely nail biter. Todd, I do like the Blues in regulation here. I think the St. Louis Blues just are rolling with way too much momentum. Matt and Gil, I want to thank everyone for being here. I appreciate you guys. Keep smiling. Let's make some freaking money tonight on the ice. I'll see you back here at 3:30 Eastern. Now, if you're looking for my best bets, link is in the bio. You can find me on Vegas Insider. You can also find me at SoBet.io, referral code Joe over there. NBA picks. I'm being asked on TikTok if you guys want some NBA picks. I'll start talking about them here on TikTok in just a second. You guys have a great day. Join me back here tomorrow for Puck It with Joe. We'll talk soon.